Hi, this is T with TeaQuilts, and I'm here just showing you my status on the basketball jersey t-shirt quilt. I actually have it pinned on my blind so it's not hanging straight, but I just wanted to show you where I was going with the shirt and why I did some things that I did. I looked on the internet for clues as to how to work with the basketball jersey quilt and did not find any, so that's why I'm actually making the videos. But the main thing that's different about basketball jersey shirts is that they have the little pinholes because they're actually knit, and you have to be very careful that you do not ruin the shirts with the iron. And so I was stumped as to what type of interfacing I should use. I ended up using the regular interfacing that I use, that I talked about in video 1, except that I also found out that they also have a clear interfacing, and what I was using was the white interfacing. Now, on the shirts where I use the white interfacing, it doesn't show up that much through the holes, and I think as it's quilted and batting is put with it, that I won't have a problem with anything coming through the holes. I did determine that I needed to put something behind the shirts to stabilize them, number 1, but also number 2, because I didn't want the batting coming up through the holes. So that's why I most definitely wanted to use a stabilizer. I initially thought that I was just going to have to back each shirt completely with Kona cotton, but I did not do that. So the owner of this quilt, who's paying me to make it, wanted the shirt to remain colorful, did not want it toned down too much. So that's why I added some fabrics in the back of some of the shirts. The owner wanted as much of his shirt showing as possible, and also with the ladderings that are stamped onto the shirts, they're pretty high up into the shirt, and if I had cut the shirt, it would have been very narrow. It would not have necessarily looked like a basketball shirt, and he really wanted his quilt to look like a basketball shirt. So I tried to keep that integrity as much as possible. Sometimes I had to cut things off because of stains. Because these are basketball shirts, they're a lot more worn than, say, regular t-shirts, because they're worn when somebody is really being sweaty. So I had a lot of armhole pit stains, especially on the white shirts. And so I tried to use the least amount of that as possible. Again, these blocks are cut. The shirts were cut 19 inches. No, the shirts were cut 20 inches long by 18.5 inches wide. And so I have half of the blocks here. I have another 8 blocks I need to piece into a quilt. They will all have black sashing in between the rows with gray striping going across, and then I will add a black border around. So I will not be coming back with any more videos on this. I just wanted to give you an update or give some type of tips for how to work with basketball jerseys if somebody was wanting to do that. The only other thing that I changed different was that some of the shirts had stabilizer behind it, and stabilizer is a lot thicker than interfacing, and so I took some of that stabilizer out, like say behind the letterings of the numbers, like this, say like the shirt on the left, the Stewart 33, that shirt had stabilizer in the Stewart and the number 33, and I tried to pull out as much of the stabilizer as I could so that I would have all the shirts being the same weight. So I can't think of anything else that how I got the shirts to the background was that I just laid them flat onto my cutting table, and then I pinned, and then I went to my sewing machine and did a zigzag stitch with a stitch length of 0.09 and a width of 4.5. So that's how I got the shirts onto the stabilizer, because I didn't want to piece that as well. I think when it's all quilted, it's going to come together very nice, and you won't even notice that the top has been, that the tops of the shirts were stitched by zigzag. And I did not use any interfacing because the knit did not ravel. So I felt like it would be fine. So if you have any questions about this, or if I'm not clear about something, just let me know and I'll try to answer any comments that you may have. So I will see you in my next video, and thanks for watching.